Sierra Online.
I
Yeah,
remember
I think
those.
you're right.
Yeah.
Jeez, man, that was amazing. That was that.
That is
Hello
real.
and welcome to the 187th episode of the Game Out Loud podcast, the one and only podcast for everything gaming. There you hear Mr. Ryan DeBrawl. He's anxious to get started again. I made some mistakes earlier, and you may have seen...
Killed the energy.
I killed everything, destroyed it, threw it out the window, fucked it right up. But Ryan DeBrawl here is going to fix it. So, hey there, Mr. Ryan DeBrawl. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing excellent. Thanks for having me back again. The second consecutive week in a row. Energy.
Woohoo! Yeah! And let's keep it going, Rob. Rob Peterson's in the house. How you doing, motherfucker?
I'm doing fucking great.
Yes, sweet. Yes,
You look
fantastic.
like the world's largest third grader imitating people.
Yeah, now every the viewers couldn't really see this, but now or the listeners, but everyone should now go look up John LaJolie's "Guns Don't Kill People, I Kill People," and that was what Rob was embodying there. Check that out at a later date. But sitting there pulling away on that vape, I hope he chokes here when he tries to talk. Dylan Smith, how you doing, buddy?
I'm gonna choke.
a little bit of choke.
What's up, man?
Sweet. I'm doing good. How about yourself, man?
Okay, come on. I need a little more than that.
Is that what she said last night?
No, that's pretty much what she always says.
It's just completely lackluster in this relationship. I'm sorry.
I am completely inferior in every way imaginable.
Wow.
So
I
are
love
we
you.
actually broadcasting audio this time?
We
or-
are broadcasting audio this time. It is good. Everyone can hear us this time, and yeah,
Yay! Hi,
and
everybody.
everyone's
I
video
think
is good.
that's gonna definitely boost the ratings.
Yeah,
The Mime podcast really.
I was gonna say we're just going back old school roots, Ryan. Don't hate.
well, I mean,
We're just remembering. We're remembering where we come from. That's right.
Dylan
Use them
gesticulates
hands.
quite well, so he it does fine for him. People can just read his hands and they'll know what he's saying. He's half Italian if you didn't know. Plus, look at it this way, guys. All the racist comments that came out of Rob and Ryan's mouth last time, that no one's going to hear those anymore.
Yeah, right.
So, oh, god damn it. All right. So we are here on the Game Out Loud podcast to talk about, funny this, gaming. And since I wasn't here last week and all three of you were, I'm going to go ahead and just talk about my quick thing, which was real quick. Day of the Tentacle. I downloaded that, played that, and I'm damn near done with it. I remembered most of it. Some of it was a little obscure that I had to go back and find a walkthrough, but man, Rob, is it just me? Like, was my patience way less back then, or is that game way short?
It's pretty short, but back then, if you got stuck, your options were pretty much either just keep playing until you figure it out, which could be hours and hours, or call the LucasArts hotline for a hint.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You could call them, and then
So
game
it stretched
facts
out
happened.
the length of the game,
Yeah, is that artificially inflating the game?
I think so.
What were we gonna say there, Dylan?
Well, that should be the image for the episode. Is that call for video game tip hotline number? It was like always this big on that box.
Yeah,
1-900-tentacle or whatever it was.
yeah, but then you accidentally hit 1-800-tentacle, and then you get some Japanese fucking terrible thing, and then it charges your card for every second you're on there, like $90. It don't call 1-800-tentacle, guys. I'm just throwing it out there. Anyway, Day of the Tentacle, though, great game. If you like point and click adventures, it's not as pixel hunty as it usually can be with those point and click adventures, and it's built across like 3 different timescapes. Which, of course, if Rob already talked about this last week, then you guys already know that. So I'm just basically sounding like the Peanuts teacher? Just
No, we basically just discussed. I had never played Day of the Tentacle, but I'm a
Oh.
huge Maniac Mansion fan. I mean, I've probably beaten Maniac Mansion every single possible way there is with every combination of characters, but I just never got Day of the Tentacle.
Ryan, you need to go by Day of the Tentacle because you can play the entirety of Maniac Mansion in Day of the Tentacle.
I think you mentioned that. How much does it cost?
$15.
How long is it?
I've played it for. Let me pull up Steam here.
No,
I'd
you're not
say
allowed.
if it's a first time playthrough, I'd say probably 6 to 8 hours.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Day of the Tentacle. I've been playing for 7 hours. So, it's a good game. I have fun with it. It's funny. Like, oh my God, Hoagie is a character after my own heart with the terrible, terrible puns. And it is just fantastic. Like Bernard, what's the lady's name? Like her voice annoys me.
Isn't it Laverne?
Yeah, it's not. Is it Laverne or that's close? Close enough. We'll call her Laverne. I don't think it's quite right, but she still just cracks me up. But her voice is terrible. It's so annoying. But this is awesome because this is the first time I actually got to hear the voices. I don't know about you guys. Well, Rob or Ryan, obviously not. Dylan, did you play this previously? Nope. Okay, so Rob, you're the only one who'd be able to agree with me on this. Were you able to get the voices to work back in the day on that, or have anything sound like voices, or just broken bits of sound?
Yeah, I was only able to play it with the basic MIDI sound. I could never get my Sound Blaster card to configure
Oh.
correctly in DOS. So yeah, I'm with you. This is my first playthrough with the voices, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty sweet that was able to be done. Like, I'm impressed with that.
Yeah, and it sounds like they went back and maybe found some high quality original recordings and,
Yeah,
and
they
spliced them
found
back in.
They found the original DAT tapes.
They did.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep.
Very
Because
cool.
they sound good. Like even with
Wow.
my headphones on, they sound really good.
Yeah, I was impressed, and I'm kind of happy that they didn't do much to it other than kind of, bring it up to a better resolution and the like. Because I think it still plays fine. I mean, there's some things a little annoying that I would want to have changed, but at the end of the day, it's not something that I'm gonna dock it for, right? Like, it's still a great nostalgia trip, and it still holds up for fun. And there's points where I got stumped and had to look up a walkthrough, and once I did that one thing, I was good because that's the only thing I couldn't figure out, how to turn wine into vinegar. And have you beaten it yet, Rob?
No, I haven't. I actually didn't put that much time into it because the Oculus 1.3 runtime came out, so I've been playing with that. But
Have you gotten shipping confirmation yet on your real Oculus coming?
well, we'll talk about that.
Oh, all right. Well,
But no.
hey, Rob, what have you been playing this week, and what's up with the Oculus?
Okay, so as far as the Oculus goes, last week we kind of talked about how the launch was kind of a debacle, and that theme has continued. But since then, Oculus at least finally came out with a statement and said, there's been a parts shortage, we're running behind, and because of that, everyone who pre-ordered gets free shipping now, no matter where you live in the world. Even if your shipping was $150 to New Zealand, your shipping is now free, which I thought was a pretty cool gesture. But it does mean, like, I had a March confirmation on my order.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even get the update to tell me when I'm getting it till April 12th.
Oh, geez.
Oh, wow.
So it may be May before I actually get the headset. So in the meantime, I hooked up my DK2 and downloaded the Oculus Store and got all my software set up and started buying games. So I did play the launch game Lucky's Tale that comes with every Oculus.
How does the DK2 work with that newer stuff?
It works totally fine, except there's a big thing. It knows that you have a DK2, and it says at the top of the screen, like, the DK2 is not supported, when it's clearly supported. I mean, it works with everything.
Mhm.
So I think they're just putting that there to cover their asses later when it actually stops being supported. But
Gotcha.
for now, if you have a DK2, fire it up. The software works way better. Like the positional tracking, I don't know how they did it, but it works a lot better. It's a lot harder to lose tracking.
Well, that's
Wow.
good.
So on the consumer Rift, that should be even better. Asynchronous time warp is now finally in there and working, and it's incredible.
What does that
You can-
mean?
It means basically they reproject frames when there's a drop in the frame rate. So, and it figures out, it uses the head tracking data to create a new frame so that from your vantage point, it's completely smooth. You never get any judder or low frame feeling drops that happened on the DK2 and DK1 that would cause motion sickness. Even if the frame rate of the game drops super, super low, you can still look around and everything looks smooth. It's just the animations you're seeing will be at a lower frame rate.
Oh, okay.
So it's really impressive technology and works really well.
Oh, good. I mean, this needs to. This goddamn these need to succeed, man. Like, in order, I feel, for things to advance in this realm, like these have to at least have good, competent hardware, and then the firmware and those need to be good. The software can come later, but we need them to have. What the fuck am I doing with my elbow here? Jesus Christ. We need to have this hardware and the beginning software, or not the beginning software, but the firmware, right? Like that stuff there.
Yeah.
Solidly in place, because developers will come to it over time if there's an install base or if they see that it'll work. We don't need the actual functional software as far as the games right now. I mean, granted, that'd be nice, but look at how console launches go. How many hardware launches come with their top games? Not many.
Right.
But they won't come if the hardware
I don't know if
doesn't go
that's true. I think we've come to expect system launches to have crappy software. I mean, you think of a game, you can't think of something like Nintendo 64, which had Super Mario 64 on it on day one.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. So yeah. So through the course of decades of basically misleading us, we've come to expect poor quality support out of the gate.
Yeah.
Which is,
So we're doing par for the course right now.
yeah, it's pretty standard. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that Oculus has won the hearts and minds.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems to be the general consensus on the internet. Everybody's very positive about it.
It is doing pretty well. I think it really hurts them that the Vive is like consumers got the first Vives today as we're recording this before most people that were supposed to be in the first batch of Oculus got theirs.
That's pretty funny.
Really?
But either way, that's good for VR. And yeah, Jordan, what you're saying is absolutely true. The infrastructure here is really, really good. Like Oculus Home. So on the DK2, you were on your own. You'd like pull the headset up, click on something to run it, put the headset back down. You'd have to reset it, readjust while you're blind. Now, you put the headset on. When you turn the headset on, you're in Oculus Home. You look around, and there's like an Xbox style interface inside VR in this virtual house that it gives you. And you can access everything straight from that. So it's much more polished, functions much more like the Gear VR than the DK2 did before this big update.
Okay.
So that's all good. And the games are pretty good. Lucky's Tale is a really fun game. It's an N64 style platformer where you're, excuse me,
You're excused.
you are a third party observer as far as the headset goes. It's not
Yeah,
a
I
first
noticed
person
that
game.
from the screenshots. Like you're basically Lakutu in the cloud. You can like look around and stuff like that, but you're observing. So technically, it would be a second person game, not third person, not first person. It's a second person game. You're experiencing it from an observer on high.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, functionally, it's much more like a traditional third-person platformer.
Not first
Like
person. It's a second person game.
you can look around freely and move freely, but your head is on like a roller coaster track that follows your character through the levels.
Gotcha.
So it's pretty slick and it's pretty cool. Like this isn't like Game of the Year material, but it's a really well-made platformer, and it's really fun to play it in VR because unlike most 3D platformers, which are usually just frustrating, the sense of depth that you get makes it so much easier to hit your targets and have the feeling like you're in control of where your character is landing in space, that it gives it a big boost. And the other thing about it, there's just something fun about seeing little toy-sized characters in your space. And like if you lean down and look at Lucky, he'll like wave to you and go hi, and like the game acknowledges all that.
Breaking that
and there's
fourth
like
wall.
little butterflies flying around. You can lean right in, and because there's no depth of field, you can actually get closer to them than you could focus on a butterfly in real life. So you can see all the detail on it and just really soak in all the effort that's been put into these levels.
That's awesome.
Wow, that does
so it's
sound very
cool.
good.
Yeah, so it's definitely additive. I don't think this is like an example of the full potential of VR, but it shows that VR is a really great way to play traditional games.
So put a lot of time into that. I also got, what are they called? I got 2 other games. One's called Adrift, which I just barely played, where you're an astronaut in space.
Yeah.
Excuse me again. This beer is very
Allergy
bubbly.
season? Oh.
Yeah, that is. I might wait till my actual consumer Oculus shows up before I play any of that, because I was having trouble getting the DK2 to stay oriented correctly. Like, you're inside an astronaut helmet, and sometimes I'd be like stuck halfway out, and could not figure out how to get it reoriented. So, kind of gave up on that one. And the other one I think is called Chronos. Let me double check that. This
we have time, Rob. We have time.
Yeah. This was kind of like a Dark Souls-y third-person action game.
Oh, like Dark Souls 3
but-
that comes out in 2 weeks?
Yeah, not that Dark Souls-y, but just similar format. Like very mysterious setting, kind of slower, more methodical combat. You have a shield. And the cool thing about that one is, unlike Lucky's Tale, where you're, like I said, the camera's kind of on rails and it follows the character around, you're in fixed positions like an old Final Fantasy game or like an old Resident Evil game.
Oh, okay. So tank
but-
controls?
No tank
No,
controls.
pre-rendered backgrounds. Kind of.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Sorry.
Right, but
Well-
they're not pre-rendered backgrounds, but the
Fixed
camera's
back-
fixed,
Fixed position.
right,
Yeah.
like it would be, but it's not really fixed because you can still look around. It would cause
So, like,
motion sickness.
security cam view, basically.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So that was pretty interesting, and again, it just the sense of depth you get just makes it cool to play, and it seems like a very this is the most AAA / like true game feeling. It's not. This isn't a rudimentary game. This is a fully featured action game.
Sweet.
So
So how are you feeling about VR just in this initial blast?
well, I wish it had shipped on time, and I do see some serious reasons to go with a Vive over an Oculus. Although I still think, for my situation, I made the right choice sticking with Oculus. But I feel pretty positive about it. They've really got the software dialed in, which is my biggest worry, because the hardware is cool. Even the DK2, which is super low res, it's just impressive. And when you put it on, you instantly see the potential of VR. So I wasn't that worried about that side of it, but seeing how well they've put together the whole experience, where you just plug it in and go, and it doesn't need a bunch of tweaking and all that, and seeing that promise lived up to for the launch is heartening. Like, okay, these guys, they're on the motherfucker. We got it. It's all good. So I'm pretty positive about it.
Sweet. Well, thanks for that update there, buddy. And I guess why break with tradition, Mr. DeBrawl? What got you this week?
Oh, well, following my attendance last week on the podcast, Rob was talking about Steam hardware, so I went out and I made the plunge. Here it is.
Oh, Steam
No
controller.
way.
Steam controller. It is so it's a piece of garbage. Here's my Amazon refund sheet, all printed out. I'm sending it back. This
Oh,
thing is
man.
useless. This is a piece
Really?
of garbage. This thing doesn't work. It works for absolutely nothing. There is not a single type of game that this is functionally better than mouse and keyboard and or an Xbox 360 controller. If you're playing a platform, use it as. If you're using a first-person shooter game, you use mouse and keyboard. This whole thing is designed so you can sit on the couch and play a first-person game. It doesn't work for nothing. There is not
What's
a
the major
single-
issue?
It's lack of working. Have you not been paying attention?
Okay, so there's nothing.
What you expect it to do, it doesn't do. You'd think that if you pushed over here, it would like turn like maybe in like a gradient or something like that, like comfortably, or maybe there would be a absolute positioning thing where this circle is actually the full of the screen, so this is the far right and this is far left. Nope, doesn't do that either. It just basically doesn't work at all. And I have tried. One nice thing is they do have like a community profile thing. So when you jump on a game in Steam, you can select the highest voted one, and it's far and away it's easy to pick which one's the voted. There'll be the top one will be 1,900 people vote on this one. The next one will be 13 people, and the next one will be 3.
Yeah.
So you know exactly which profile is actually designed to actually work with that game. And I tried it with everything. I tried it with Mad Max for a third-person game, didn't work. Tried it with Alien Isolation, first-person game, didn't work. Tried it with the only thing it did work for is like what is that, Ori the Blind Forest or whatever, because I was just using the analog stick.
That's a good game. I like Ori and the Blind Forest.
The form factor is absolutely horrible. I can't really like the way it holds in your hand. It's like it wants to push itself out of your hand and forward. You see those big bumps right there?
Yeah.
So when you hold it, it's actually pushing it out of your hand
Oh,
forward.
whoa. Wait a minute. Those things come up way high. I didn't realize that's how that form factor was.
Yeah. So these things. So it's like it's pushing it out of your hand. It feels like it's trying to force itself away from you at all times, which also at the same time forces your thumbs forward. And that's great because now your thumbs are up here and the buttons are way down there. Because this stupid pad thing is 300% larger than an analog stick, which would typically be in that position.
Well, because they had to
So-
get, like, it moves. So that pad there, does that have different sensitivities based on, there's rings on it or something, right? Like,
What it does, it's haptic feedback, which basically means it'll vibrate underneath your finger no matter where it is, and you can change the sensitivity. So it does indeed know where your finger is when you're moving across it, but it doesn't translate to like on-screen movement. You expect this thing to be like a trackball.
yeah,
or
like a
it's
mouse, right?
It doesn't work.
Huh.
Doesn't work. I don't know any other way to put it. I mean, I experimented with it for several hours, thinking there's got to be something wrong. I tried different games in it. Eventually, I just came to the conclusion that it's a piece of plastic garbage, and I can't tolerate it. So I went on Amazon and printed out my return sheet, bringing that back to UPS tomorrow. Maybe I'll try it one more time tonight. Maybe I'll have something to report next time I'm on. But boy, it's a huge disappointment.
Could it be a profile thing? Like, it runs on different profiles, right?
Yeah, but you'd imagine the one that's voted 2,000, people, 2,000 thumbs up, and the very next one is 8 thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one you want to use.
You would think.
No, I tried it with so many different games, and it didn't work. So not only does it not work, it feels uncomfortable while you're holding it, and it barely works outside of Steam. Like if I wanted to try it on another game, ESO that I started playing with a friend, and it just doesn't recognize it. It's like, I don't know what a Steam controller is.
Really?
What does it do? I mean, obviously that touchpad is the mouse controller. Is it just like an annoying amount of input that it gives, or
It's very, very weird. Basically, when you do a swipe, you expect it to be like a mouse, where you swipe across the screen and it moves in relation to how much you swiped it. What it actually does is when it detects a swipe, it moves 5 degrees. And then you swipe it again, it moves 5 degrees. And so you're like, heh, 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 heh. And it moves like this. Each, and it locks. So it's not like it's like a smooth rotation around an axis.
What?
It's like snapping into position. It's like
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of for a right input like that.
I just don't get it. And I mean, again, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but the
Oh,
fact is,
I
when
got
you play
it.
with the thing for an hour.
Rob, what
And-
was that? Sorry, Ryan. This is made to play with a specific game. What was that? It was this first. God damn it! It was the RPG that was turn based, but as you moved, everything else moved simultaneously.
Oh, super hot.
Not from you. No, not that one, Rob. It was. We played it on the
I have no idea what you're
podcast.
talking about.
Second one
We
came
played
out.
it on the podcast.
Yeah. It's like you can only turn. Like it's tile based. You can only turn. You can go forward.
Oh,
Turn-
Legend of Grimrock.
Yes, it's made perfectly for Legend of Grimrock.
Well,
It
that
is.
would be like 45 or 90 degrees per rotation.
Yeah.
Though, not
Yeah, but-
5.
Yeah, but it's not. It's gonna just lock him when he just puts the input in.
Yeah, no, it's really weird. It actually, I mean, Jordan, you nailed it. That's what it's like. It's like playing Legend of Grimrock as a first-person shooter. It's like
Hopefully
I
they
put
line
this
up.
thing in, and it snaps. It doesn't do what you'd expect it to do, and I don't understand why it doesn't do that.
Yeah, that's
And-
like I said. I gotta believe that there's something wrong with
Maybe I'm wrong.
with
I mean,
it.
somebody
maybe not
tell
you,
me
maybe
what I'm
it.
doing wrong.
Like maybe you have a faulty one Because that just sounds.
That's totally possible. I mean, yeah, something seemed wrong. As soon as I plugged the thing and turned it on, it's like, oh, it popped right up. It detected it immediately. Game I started up, I think, was like Mad Max, because I figured, okay, that's a pretty new game, and you don't really need super precise. Oh, I started up Mad Max. I mean, this is just, I don't want to go on for the hours that it took me, but I started up Mad Max, and when you actually turn the right pad, you do turn, except of course if you're pushing any other button on the controller, then this gets locked and refuses to do anything. So
It
you can
doesn't have
only change
multiple inputs. You can't have multiple inputs at one time.
apparently in that profile, no. Again, I don't know if it's the profile or the game or what it is, but the fact is, if you're gonna make something, you should probably make it work. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just my opinion. Maybe So yeah, I'm playing this game, and yes, I can actually rotate it. Oh, I mean, it doesn't feel very good. In fact, it feels like garbage holding it in my hand. It's being pushed out of my hand every moment. Feels like garbage, but at least I can rotate this thing. Then I push forward, walk up with the analog stick, and I try and rotate. Oh, I'm gonna walk and no, wait, why can't I? And then I let go of the analog stick. Oh, I can rotate now. And I move forward. Oh, I can't rotate anymore. What's going on here? So it's like the thing deactivates itself. I don't know what the deal is, but I sure as not hell didn't get the optimal experience with it. And I tried it with 5 different games made by 5 different developers in 5 different genres.
Sounds like Valve tried to remake the wheel and made an octagon.
You know, I mean, I honestly wish they just stuck a big marble in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a
Big fat trackball. That would have been revolutionary. Not even revolutionary. It's obvious. Everybody's been wanting a trackball. No,
Well,
that's exactly what would go there.
A trackball does revolve.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'd have to be a
Eh.
little thicker, but
so hold off while my trackball revolves it. Anyway, Dylan got it. Ryan, now
Well, you are white.
the way right ice ice baby. Now the way I figured that thing would work was your thumb would rest in the center, and then as you moved it a direction, it would
position.
speed up, right? Like you would drag it up, and as you got to the farther edge, it would.
To its credit, the config screen basically allows you to bind anything to do anything you want.
Mhm.
So, like this alone, you could have it be like a normal trackpad where you swipe, 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 or you could do it absolutely position where this is the exact center of your screen. This is the far right of your screen. Obviously, it's reversed in my camera, and this is the far left of your screen. You know, you could do that, or you could like make it like a joystick where like when you press this all the way up, then it starts moving forward. You know, you could pretend it's like a joystick. You know,
Yeah, that's
where
how I
when
figured it would work.
you can make it work any way you want. The key thing to remember is that no matter how you configure it, it doesn't work very well.
Okay.
So, it's inferior no matter how you play with it.
That's what she
So
said.
I'm
Not the first
extremely-
time I've heard that.
Exactly.
Jeez. So yeah, I'm extremely disappointed in it. Like I said, I guess I have to give it one more try. You know, I mean, I'll have to look up the exact actual games that are made for this thing, you know, with Steam controller in mind. Because that's the other thing we're talking about. I mean, if I want to play a game with a controller, you know this is going to work. You know it's going to work.
Right.
And it always does. And the only thing wrong with this is looking around is complete garbage.
Yep. Pretty much.
So that's the only thing that controllers were missing. This ain't the solution. In fact, I can't even believe how far off base it is. It's like, I don't know what they were thinking.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, folks. Ryan DeBrawl absolutely loves the Steam controller.
Yeah, so 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
5 out of 7.
Oh man.
From something, but yeah, I'll give it one more shot. But at this point, I'm extremely disappointed. I feel taken.
Well, there's a good thing. There's something called a refund.
Yep, and that's specifically why I bought it from Amazon. Because you know Amazon's got their stuff together when it comes to shipping and refunds. You know, I don't know what Steam Valve Central's shipping department is like, but if you started a video game company and then become an online software provider and then become a hardware manufacturer, I can't really trust you to take my information and send me a box. I don't know. how they're set up to do that.
They'll
So
send
I
you a
bought it off-
digital box. Just put it in this digital box and send it
Mhm.
back to us via email.
That's right. I tried that, and yeah, it didn't fit. You know, I mean, there's not a single port that'll fit it into.
I tried to put it in the CD-ROM drive, but I don't know.
know.
Can you imagine
Right.
when you have 3D printers, you bought this thing? Oh, this is faulty. Okay, and then it reverse 3D prints and just sucks all the stuff back into it.
Okay. Like what is that thing on Star Trek? The replicator.
Replicator, yeah.
Just goes back into the biomass.
Yep. Anything can be everything. You are much too low now, Rob, because I already adjusted your image. There you go. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Besides that, as far as video games, yeah, started playing ESO with a friend. That's Elder Scrolls Online. For those not in the know, but it's pretty cool.
Let's
A
call it
lot of
Teso.
ESO.
Teso.
But yeah, I guess it is Tiso or Tiso. But anyway, I like it, like I mentioned last week, because you can just walk around in any direction. It's very open world. It's fully voice acted, so like you literally feel like you can log into this thing and have a little adventure. You know, you just walk into a direction, somebody's gonna be in trouble. They're gonna be like, "Oh, help me!" and they'll literally say, "Oh, help me!" Not question mark, or I'm sorry, exclamation point, yellow bobbing exclamation point. You know, somebody will run up to you and be like, "Oh, help me!" It's like, "What's your deal?" You click on them, and it'll start a Mass Effect style conversation, you know, where you can ask questions, but generally just get to the point. You know, it's an MMO. It's like, "What's your deal?" You click on them, click heavy, and they'll say, "Oh, so and so did this. Help me out." It's like, and you can either help them or don't help them, and there's branching story paths, and it's really nice. I really like it a lot. I haven't put too much time into it, but you know, I mean, it was only a couple bucks. You know, I think I got off like Green Man or something like that. So it was during like a little mini sale they were having, like a midweek sale, and I can't complain. I mean, it's basically hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay in the Elder Scrolls universe. Obviously, when it released, you know, it was like, oh, you know, box price plus subscription, of course, and it's online, so of course it's not gonna stand up to Skyrim, you know.
Yeah.
But now that it's basically free to play, if you just like pay the ticket price, I like it a lot. No complaints here.
Well, maybe if you play enough of it, and wait, well, hold on. I just realized something. You just said you like something that doesn't involve lasers or Terminators or robots or mechs.
I mean, you know, I don't usually go for the dirty people with sticks sort of games, but this, you know, I mean, it's one of those things that it comes up so often. I like it. I like it good. You know, just fine. I mean, basically, what I really like it is its Return to Morrowind. You know,
that
it's got
I
Morrowind,
like.
and it's like, oh my god, I remember the Landstalkers and the mushrooms and the volcanic ash and the I forget what the elves were called.
Vardenfell.
I mean,
Vardenfell. It's the only thing I remember.
yeah,
the
something like that.
Thalmor or something like that.
The Felmore, yeah, they're the Dark Elves.
Now you make me want to like look it up, but yeah, the Dark Elves are actually called something different, but it's broken off into these 3 different factions, same as humans versus orcs and like WoW. So basically 3 groups of people that can't talk to each other, can't really interact with each other, and are
Dunmer.
immediately enemies if they run into each other. Dunmer are the dwarfs.
No, those
That-
are
Dumber are the dwarves.
Dunmer are the dwarves.
no, the Dunmer are the elves. The Dowamer or the Dwemer.
Dwemer. Oh, jeez.
Why?
Good.
Why would
fact
you have a D name for elves? Everyone knows that it should be an E or an F.
But it was yeah, it was good. It's good stuff so far. And besides that, last night I picked up and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing yet. Common knowledge would say bad thing, but I just couldn't. X Rebirth, which is a space exploration game in the vein of Freelancer or Elite Dangerous or stuff like that. But basically, it has horrendous reviews from 2013. Mostly negative is what they say.
And you
It's mostly
just
negative.
bought this?
Basically, you look it up online, and it looks perfectly functional. It looks perfectly wonderful plays, totally fun, but the reviews are just horrendous. And it's because it was released in 2013, completely unfinished. to the point where it's just like you push a button, nothing happens, and then the game crashes, and then it drains your bank account and starts your house on fire.
And format
Like-
your hard drive.
Yeah, it was broken. But the company that made it, whoever made it, they really kept at it. You know what I mean? They didn't just like, oh well, we got our money and run. They're currently on like major version 4.0 release. They've got 2 DLCs
Wow.
and they're on 4.0. So it's called, X Rebirth 4.0. And they've been working on it and working on it.
So it's a 4X?
No, it's straight up like Elite Dangerous or any one of those games where you get in a ship and you're cast out into space and that's it. The main difference between this and Elite Dangerous, which, I mean, if you go back in your Game Out Loud podcast archives, you'll see me just going off the wall, like so exuberant about Elite Dangerous. But in truth, about 6 hours later of gaming in it, it's a loading simulator. You want to warp somewhere, you push the warp button, and you go flying through space. This is a loading screen. You're not actually going anywhere. You're not going to run into anybody. You're not even going to run into the sun if you aim yourself directly at the sun. It'll stop you. You're basically teleporting in loading screens to different places. You're not actually exploring space. You're just going to pre-generated micro playgrounds. I mean, they take 20 minutes to fly across, but there's nothing in them. You're not actually exploring anything. And that's what really made me mad about Elite Dangerous, is because while flying around was cool and combat was great and docking was way awesome, still really cool how they did docking in that game, generally the game wasn't really doing what it was an illusion. You weren't going anywhere. You're just flying around in space and then hitting load, and a loading screen that looked like flying.
That's that's awesome. So wait a minute. This was Destiny. Destiny had that same thing.
Yes, it did. It was sort of like that, where it's like you're not actually going anywhere. It's just a loading screen that looks like travel.
That's
But
terrible.
in X Rebirth, it's a lot more like, if you can remember, if the listeners remember the Freelancer series, where they had like the trade lanes or something like that. They actually just call them highways now, which is kind of a silly name. But basically, there's these green energy streams throughout space that if you float into them, it immediately whiplashes you down the lane. And you start going, a million miles an hour or whatever, and you're just flying, and you can actually get thrown out of these lanes. So it's like, as soon as you get caught in these things, you're like, oh geez, oh man, you're trying not to get thrown, because it's like a roller coaster. It's going like this throughout space, and you're like, stay in the stream, and you can go hundreds of thousands of miles an hour, whatever it is. It's really cool. Because instead of just like pushing a button and loading screen, you can actually fly anywhere you want, and when you get there, you're there. There's no loading screens. Everything is dynamically loaded. Pretty cool. It's major shortcoming, and I think a lot of the reason it got such a low review is it is impossible to understand this game without I have a second laptop over here. I'm googling stuff constantly. Like from the first moment in the game, it's just like, okay, you started the game. It's like, okay, how to accelerate X Rebirth.
Wow.
The Z and X are your throttle controls. It's like, okay, here we go. It doesn't even tell you. It's like, fly to the nearest waypoint. It's like, okay, plus, no.
Up?
1, 3, like E, F, R. It's like, no, it's, W, nothing's doing anything. Z and X does a little dial on your screen. The cool part about this game, one thing I really like, it's first person, in that it's first person from your pilot's perspective. You're actually in the cockpit. Every single UI thing you see is a thing in the cockpit. So there's no like GUI over you're actually looking at the like screen over here, and it's actually built into a panel, and you're looking at your missile count over here, and it's on another screen. So it's really cool. And you hit the space bar, and it becomes U mode, I guess, where you can like look around your cockpit and stuff like that. And they press
Needs
space bar
VR
again.
support.
Oh, totally. That's exactly what I thought when it happened. And actually, there's rumors that a new X game, X4 or whatever, is under development. But yeah, it's so far pretty good. Impossible to understand. After I accelerated, the very next thing it said was, okay, now dock with the ship. How to dock with ship, Rebirth. It's like, you have to get within 2 kilometers of it, double click on the icon, and then select the dock command from the radio wheel. It's like, how the fuck would I know that?
Yeah, this is
In every other
intuitive.
game, it's F. It brings up a command when you get close. It's like you just like dock. In Freelancer specifically, you just dock was a dedicated button with an icon on it on the screen that you just clicked. So yeah, every like 5 minutes, I'm completely lost. It's like, oh, I got cargo. Pick up the cargo.
Mhm.
How to pick up cargo? Oh, of course.
Sounds like me playing Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, it depends on who you are, whether you like that sort of thing or not. You know, like I like the old Mech Warrior games where like half the game is configuring the controls so it could do everything, fire your weapon groups, chain fire, whatnot. But so far, you know, actually just talking about it, I'm eager to play it. So you know, let's wrap this thing up here.
Sweet. I guess that's Ryan passing his buck to Dylan.
Yeah.
Who we always catch you in the middle of vaping. Like, are we like the waitresses that come and ask you how your food is after you've taken a bite of food?
I didn't say it.
What you been playing there, goatee boy?
It's crooked. It bothers
It
me.
is crooked. It's like slanting to the
No, it's-
right.
No, I know it's because of the way the hairs just naturally go this way for some reason. Like,
Gravity's
I don't-
sideways in Rolla.
Yes.
don't mock us. It's difficult to deal with. Okay. Sure.
The anomalies, man.
Seriously, everybody thinks that gravity is hyper affecting my eyes for some reason.
What?
It's a really bad small eyes joke.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we didn't see it coming.
I haven't done much this week. No, anywho, no, I haven't really done much. I just played some more basketball. I have about 80 hours in that game now.
So I've got a job for you. What I want you to do is take that disc
No,
and snap it in half.
okay, I will do
That's
that.
the I saw you playing it all week. What was it? NBA 2K something something. That's the one with the like the adventure
NBA
mode.
2K16. Yeah, my player.
My Player. Is that what it's called?
Yes, sir. Yeah, my player.
It's a pretty poor name, but that's the one where it's like you're a character outside the game itself, right?
No.
Yeah, like
What-
you have a
what-
life outside of the game of basketball.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right. That sounds kind of interesting.
It
like The
is.
Sims.
It's
I'd rather just do that instead of play basketball, but you know, I mean.
that's why you go play The Sims.
Mhm.
Yeah, basketball
Oh, okay.
player simulator.
Yeah.
It actually doesn't
You
sound
can
like
you
a
can
bad
take
game.
the athletic track
Yeah.
for a career. Just saying.
Yeah, you have to manage your bank account and go to like meetup events and sign sports jerseys
Sign
for
crap.
fans.
Yeah.
Watch out for
Make
gold
appearances.
diggers.
Yeah.
Right? Celebrity Simulator 2016. Copyrighted, don't you dare.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
then you have to fight the rape allegations, and that's never good.
You got to deal with all the DUIs and the drug charges.
Yep. The unsportsmanlike conduct.
And yeah, at 10-year mark, you lose all your money in a bad investment.
Yep.
File for bankruptcy.
You have to retire and then come
Become a-
back like 3 times because you keep running out of money.
Because you're gambling
Become
it
a
away on golf.
sportscaster.
Yeah. God, we're just picking on the Bulls, aren't we?
No, I
Oh,
think it's actually a really good idea for a game. They,
Yeah.
they don't have that.
Chip? No.
Professional Athlete Simulator 2016. Just with all those features, and then when you get to the game, you just like fast forward.
Yep.
You know.
so it's like
Every second is for
like
months.
football
Like-
simulator, or what is it? Yeah, football simulator, like, or football manager. But you can do that. Like, you basically set up everything, and then like even when the games come, you can watch them or you can just skip them, because
Oh, you
that's not
can?
what it's about.
Really?
Yeah, it's about the management systems and
Mhm.
the spreadsheets and all that.
Yeah, do the-
Yeah, there's a lot of sports games like that. Actually, I have a couple for baseball.
Really, that sounds boring as shit.
It is. That's why I don't play them.
So that's the game.
Have you
was
ever heard me mention them?
No,
Exactly.
no,
that's the game. What, Ryan?
no, I think isn't it MLB the game? Isn't that the other one?
Animal Be the game?
MLB the game.
Oh, the
Animal
show.
Beat the game.
Animal B.
MLB
Is
the
that not
show.
right?
Half animal.
Half B.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Animal B. Animal B. I'm like, what are you talking about? MLB the game? Oh no, MLB
Major
the
League
show.
Baseball, the show.
Yes.
Sorry. Jeez.
I like Animal B the game.
I know, right?
Yeah, I think we have
What
an
are you playing?
episode
I've got
title.
Puma.
I'm playing a Chihuahua.
I'm playing.
The bee. Yeah. Yeah, Dylan's a the show guy.
I am actually. That's
digs
why it
on
was
that.
funny because I knew exactly what you were talking about when you started, Ryan.
Hmm.
They had to catch up. Or
Yeah,
however.
you still let the hyenas like attack though, so I appreciate you throwing me to the wolves there. To the
Anytime, buddy.
birds.
Well, I just thought it was funny what Jordan thought you said. I couldn't get past that. So
Well, I mean, the idea. I mean, obviously, it's not a game for anyone else on this podcast, but the idea seems fascinating. Like I said, I mean, the basketball part is take it or leave it. I mean, obviously, it's a functionally competent game. It obviously is. It's a major sport, but you know, I like the idea of like the outside world surrounding it. So, you know, I mean,
yeah, that's actually a big focus of this game is this year's, and some of the sports games are going more and more towards that. This is the first time I want to say it's the first time that a video game in the sports genre has actually been done by an actual credited director. Well, I don't know how many of you
Spike
actually
Lee?
count Spike Lee. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how many of you actually count him or not.
He may not be a
Whatever. He makes more sense
Tarantino.
than I do, so I don't. Hey, good for him. As far as I'm concerned, real
he's had
people
some
know
great
his-
movies over the years. I don't know if he.
What has he been
Yes,
known
he has.
for?
What is he known for?
Yeah.
Well,
Do the
latest
Right
is like
Thing.
latest was Chirac, but I really like Summer of Sam. I think that was a Spike Lee joint.
No.
I always
Really?
used to think that Spike
I
Lee was
think
just the
so.
character off of Buffy.
I don't know. I don't get the reference.
I don't think you're thinking of the right person.
Summer of Sam, director Spike Lee, July
Oh,
2nd,
man.
1999.
I do not
He
think
did,
you
the
all think of
20
right person.
The 25th Hour or something. That's what it's called.
I don't know that one.
25th Hour. That was a good movie.
I don't know that. I'll have to look it up. I don't know him off the top of my head. But anything else from grabbing your goat there, Dylan, or anything else for that matter? Don't
No,
wanna hear it.
no, I haven't
Goat.
had a lot of
Goat Simulator.
Yes.
Goat Simulator's been.
Yeah. That's such a good
There's
game.
something about headbutting stuff that I really.
I like licking stuff. And I like playing Goat Simulator. So, we're going to go here to extra points.
Ding.
Is there-
Thanks. I was
is there
like,
some
anybody?
sort of-
Nobody's going to give me a ding?
Oh no, I thought there was gonna be. Yeah, I thought there was gonna be some sort of like sound cue there.
No, I
We'll
haven't
do
got...
that. We'll do that in post processing, right? Or
Yeah, generally we do it. I have a way of doing it live,
Post-production?
but
post production. Thank you.
yeah, no, usually we just have somebody throw it out there randomly. But the part of the video game podcast where we don't talk about video games. Funny that shit. We're going to talk about movies, books, comic books, women, Rob's dog, things like that. Rob, save this. Go.
Man, you really pissed her off, Jordan.
The dog?
Quiet. Yeah, so The Force Awakens came out on Blu-ray this week,
Already?
and
I do.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it actually comes out tomorrow. But thanks Amazon, I got it a day early.
Oh, nice.
So just before we recorded this, I watched a bunch of the special features, like the making of documentary and the deleted scenes, and there's a bunch of other little featurettes that I haven't gotten to yet. But seems like a pretty good haul on the special features. It's a fascinating story about how this movie came together.
Is it a real eye opener?
Obviously, such a huge project, and they had to convince Harrison Ford to come back, which is downplayed a little bit, but I'm sure involved writing certain scenes that take place in that movie into the movie.
Right?
Just seeing the way they brought back so many of the original people who worked on the first 3 movies, and seeing some of their process for reimagining a lot of those designs for the modern era while still making it feel like Star Wars was pretty cool. So yeah, it seems like it's a really good Blu-ray. I haven't watched the movie yet, so I can't comment on the picture quality, but I'm sure it's top
Other
tier.
outtakes.
I don't know. I didn't see outtakes, but
I love outtakes. That's the one thing I look for. Every single DVD I ever buy.
Walla
if
walla
it has
wanga.
outtakes.
Need that Buddha banga. Like, what the fuck do you want from Star Wars outtakes?
Shit, there's always something.
I bet there's outtakes on there. I need to dig through the menus a little more, but I just about guarantee it has some outtakes. The deleted scenes, it's one of those cases where it's like, yeah, see why that was deleted. None of them are very good, but it's kind of fun to have them in there,
Oh yeah.
kind of see what could have been. But after watching all of them, I could safely say they were all cut for a reason.
Sweet. So Rob opens his eyes to The Force Awakens on Blu-ray. Ryan, how about you?
I actually just binge watched the second season of Better Call Saul.
Oh, okay. I still haven't finished the first one.
It was awesome. I think last week I was talking about I was watching Daredevil, and by like episode 6, I'm like, when is this gonna be over? I just don't care.
Really?
And Daredevil season 2. I mean, I brought it up. It had Punisher, and it was very cool to a point. And then after a while, it's just like, well, this is just not very fun to watch. I mean, it's a bunch of talkity talk, and then a movie style fight scene. Talkity talk. It's really average. But Better Call Saul, I right out of the gate, I noticed something. Who's the guy? Terry Gilliam or whatever?
The writer?
The Bob Odenkirk,
showrunner.
the lead.
No, the showrunner. The guy that
Yeah.
said, well, remember when Breaking Bad was going on, and there would be all these websites about the color schemes of Breaking Bad, how they were telling like stories and stuff like that?
No, I didn't read that at all.
Well, in cinematography, there's all sorts of tricks you can use, obviously, to like project a certain subconsciously tell a story without actually just coming right out and saying it. And I noticed that immediately right off the bat with Better Call Saul season 2. I don't mean, maybe it's there in season 1 also, but there's a very specific way they shoot every scene and stuff like that, and like the angles they use and like the colors and the shadows, and it's very what's the word I'm looking
Cinematic,
for?
very articulate, very
Meant to be. It's
yeah.
meant
I
like
know
that.
what I know
Very-
the word I want, but it's not coming.
I can't remember. I'll remember an hour.
Now all I can think of is pretentious, which is the word I can never think of when I want to use it.
Well, it's very intentional.
Intentional. God damn it,
Thank
that's what it
you.
was.
Jeez.
Rob's just sitting there, fucking amateurs.
just sitting on-
Did you see him? He's
sitting on
sitting
the
there
word.
just shaking his head, fucking looking at his nails. Just whispers,
It-
intentional.
Yeah, motivated is the other word I would use. But the cinematography is fucking amazing. And
Oh, I
like-
just thought it was great. The angles and stuff like that. And like I said, I burned right through it. Like as soon as I finished one episode, watched another one. As soon as
Yeah.
I finished that, I watched another one, and then another one. And then when I couldn't keep my eyes open, I fell asleep, woke up, and watched the rest of them. It was great. Loved it.
yeah. You know what the big problem with this show is, though?
It doesn't have Bryan Cranston.
No, that's not it at all.
Oh, okay.
No.
Saul is such a complex and well-rounded character / Jimmy McGill that he doesn't fit into Breaking Bad anymore. You go back and watch the
Thought that
Saul Breaking
dude-
Bad
yeah,
episodes,
he
and
was
he's
all
this
very-
one note,
Like
Yeah, it was a
goofy, like weird guy.
He's a
Yeah,
crooked
Yeah.
lawyer. Yeah.
and
But you're right. Well, and that's the interesting part. It's like how is he going to become that character? You know what I mean? Because at this point in the story, I don't want to say anything, but his life's going fine, more or less. He's just he's just a little bit crooked.
how does he get
Or
in
actually,
with Gus and
the
all
ter-
them?
The term he uses, or the term rather somebody uses to describe his type of lawyering, is colorful.
Right.
The way he does things is colorful. So
yeah,
that
like
was-
like forging evidence.
yeah, bribes, extortion, whatever.
It adds flavor.
Yeah. So I really liked it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Sweet. Thanks for filling us in there, Dylan. What have you been watching there, sir?
So on Netflix, there is a there's a show, and it's a buddy from work actually told me to start watching it, and I'm not sure how I feel about it yet.
Mhm.
But it's Trailer Park Boys.
Fucking A right,
Oh,
buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
So
gonna play
I've
with some
decided to
kitties.
take the plunge, and so
I've been
far
telling you to watch that show for years.
I I know.
It's not fucking rocket appliances, Dylan.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
I'm
between
in-
a
I'm
rocket
in
and a
like, the
hard
first-
place.
I'm in the first season, the 5th episode.
Oh
so-
God, I just finished the new season too, of that. That's I love that show so much, dude. There's so many great jokes in that. Like, oh, in fact, you're in episode 5. Sweet, I'm gonna binge watch this shit so we can watch it together.
Okay.
Damn, Dylan's like, damn it, I wasn't really digging it all that much. What
Really?
What are you not liking about it?
No, I'm fine with it. I just
I think it's
sure how we're
definitely
gonna
one of
work
those
that out with
shows-
our work schedules, but
Dylan, smokes. You get that joke yet?
No.
No, you'll get it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Where he's
oh
always
yeah,
that guy give him a cigarette.
Trevor.
I think it's one of those
Ricky.
shows where, yeah, it's one of those shows where it's a little bit like Arrested Development, where it's actually funnier when you go back and think about it, or you like let it like
Marinate
you
for a
know,
minute.
for a while, and like, cause yeah, I mean, now I look back at it and it's very very funny.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think I watched every season of it, but I know I watched the first like at least 3 or 4 seasons back to back.
I think that's what I
And-
did, and I didn't appreciate it as much as. And then I went back and watched it again,
Mm.
and once it was past the sticker shock sort of aspect of it, and I knew the characters, and I wasn't getting the growth of that character. I knew what to look for. It was such a great that show is fantastic. It's one of my all-time favorite series.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's what somebody recommended it to me. It wasn't you, Jordan, but years ago somebody recommended it to me, and like I couldn't like make the connection between the person that recommended it to me and like the show itself. It's like, you watch Trailer Park Boys? I mean, at the time I had no idea what it even was. You know,
Yeah.
it looked like lowbrow comedy.
That's what it
You
is.
know, like
But it's so much
but-
smarter than that.
yes, thank you for completing my thought for me.
Oh, I apologize.
I'm done talking now.
Oh, I'm a jerk. I apologize. But yeah, it is. It's really good. And Dylan, I'm sure it'll grow on you. And I'm honestly kind of surprised that Ryan said it was funny. I didn't think that would be up your alley, Ryan.
I did not, like I said, somebody recommended it to me, and I thought, you're much smarter than this show. Why would you recommend it?
yeah, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I started watching it, and like I said, it not only does it grow on you, but in hindsight, it's better than when you were watching it, and you'll appreciate it more. And you know, I mean, obviously, in the first season, in any show, it's still getting its legs, Dylan. I mean, in the next season, you got what's her name? Who makes her debut? She's a famous actress now.
Trinity? No, not Trinity.
Bob Dole.
The daughter of Mr.
Yeah.
Leahy.
I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about.
What's her name?
And she was just a little girl at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah. What's her name?
I can't remember.
She was in Beyond the Two Souls.
Yeah, Ellen Page.
Ellen
Ellen
Page. That's right.
Bring
Yeah.
it back around. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was. Ricky tells her to get pepperoni and cigarettes. Yeah, that's Ricky. But yeah, keep us updated on that one. Maybe not next week, but keep us updated on how it's going for you, Don.
I will.
Awesome. And then we're going to come to me real quick before we go to our break. I have been watching also a Netflix show called Brickleberry, which is about a wildlife reserve. It's a cartoon. The voice of one of the characters, the bear named Malone. I knew the voice when I first saw it, and then I realized who it was. It's Daniel Tosh from Tosh.0, doing this bear character. But it's really weird because everybody else seems like they should be there, and they're doing like voice acting in a booth, like doing it right. And then you have Tosh, who sounds like he's just on his show reading these lines, and they're like adding it to the bear. Which
Sounds
is
fucking terrible.
It's weird, and I didn't like it when I first started watching it. But I thought, well, it's got a couple seasons, maybe there's something to it. I kept watching it. It's grown on me. I enjoy the characters. The sound quality's gotten better, and it's pretty funny and outlandish in that way. But not much to report there. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was To Hell and Back, which I found on Netflix, which I found that infinitely more fun. It's a sort of claymation style animated film about 3 friends who work at a carnival, and one of them finds a book that has a picture of the devil crying, and they end up making a blood pact on it that one guy will give the other guy a mint, but the other guy has to give him a mint back because it's stupid. And he doesn't end up doing it, and the devil ends up sucking him into hell, and it's the whole style of this version of hell is really, really funny, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Like I said, if you enjoy claymation and adult humor done in that style, to hell and
is
back.
this Seth Rogen?
I think so.
This sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, I never saw it before. I knew there was names in there, like Mila Kunis. She's in it.
What is it again?
To Hell and Back.
I think I've watched that on Netflix.
Yeah.
right?
Oh no, it's someone far worse.
Who?
Nick Swardson.
Can we go to school with that kid?
No, he's like part of the Adam Sandler crew. He was Bucky Larson.
I don't know that one.
Consider yourself lucky.
Yeah, apparently I
Born
watched
to be
it
a star.
already.
Well, I don't know, but I enjoyed the film. It was
I
it
did
was
too.
fun. It wasn't amazing, but just good old time. Like I'd make my wife watch it. But other than that, I think at this point we're gonna go take a quick break because I need some water. I don't know about you guys, but we're gonna come back and we'll have our topic. So stick around, and we will see you after. Hey, we're back. Hopefully you kind of enjoyed that break. Dylan obviously still thinks he's on break. Smoke breaks don't happen on the show, motherfucker. It's all I'm just trying to tell you. All right? We don't pay you to smoke. Wait,
Oh.
do we pay him?
Stock options.
Yes.
We cut his pay a while ago. Yeah.
Gotcha. He just
Okay, then
never
screw
he
you.
never stopped paying. We put him in the bathroom. He just stayed there. I don't know. But this week we're just going to have kind of a BS just chatty cast, which we have every once in a while. And given the fact that I think Rob is on about 7 hits of LSD, we're going to start with you, Rob. What do you have to say? We can't stop here. It's Pet Country.
Wow, my hand sure is.
All right.
No. So this is crazy. I didn't talk about this in what we've been playing because I've just barely started it up and created a character. But Baldur's Gate 1 got an expansion pack after 17 and a
saw
half
that.
years.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
it. Well, it wasn't technically Baldur's Gate 1. It was the Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, right?
Right, but it's between Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and it plugs into Baldur's Gate EE,
EE?
Like a
Enhanced
Enhanced.
Edition.
Oh.
context clues, Jordan.
Words? Maybe I'm on the acid. Maybe that's
But,
why I taste
why
like
does
purple.
when you say it plugs in, you say it like bridges the gap between the two storylines or something?
No, you launch it straight out of the interface of that game. So
Mhm.
it's not a standalone. It actually is an expansion pack. You have to have the expanded edition to play it.
Right.
But it's in the same engine. It's on the Infinity engine. It's just weird. I mean, I'm excited about it. Those are some of my favorite type of games out there. But
You know, I mean, that's not even the first thing just lately that's happened where you get bizarre retro updates. I mean, Blizzard just did a patch for StarCraft 1 and Diablo 2, not like 2-3 weeks, maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Huh.
After like 3.5 years for Diablo and like 8 years for StarCraft, they dropped a patch for it.
Interesting.
I mean, it's cool because it shows that games can have these kinds of legs that we're used to movies and literature having. I figure in 20 years people will still go back and play the Baldur's Gate games, but I'm excited about it. It's a 30 to 35 hour, basically a full length Infinity Engine game that just came out. I think they announced it in like December or November. Like it was a very fast turnaround from announcement to release.
I really wish there was a way to, or an easier way to go back and play some of that old stuff. You and I were talking early last week, and reminiscing about Nintendo 3D Movie Maker, and I managed to find a copy.
Nickelodeon.
Of it. Sorry, Nickelodeon Nintendo 3D Maker. I apologize. And I found it, and it can't install. It doesn't even know what to do. I mean, it's Windows 95 based. So
Yeah, it's 16-bit.
I actually just got VMware. Workstation 12 is the version, but like one of the newer versions of VMware, and I installed it. I installed Ubuntu, which is a Linux distribution,
Mhm.
and Windows XP for just that reason, where you're able to actually like fire up things and run older operating systems using the resources of your current computer. You just partition off a certain bit of RAM, a certain bit of processing power, and you dedicate it while this thing's running to just that operating system. So I'm literally running XP, within 30 seconds.
So you have a license of XP, I'm assuming, from an old computer or something like that,
Yeah,
and then you
I've
can just
got-
run it in there.
Yep. Oh yeah. I literally had to take the CD and stick it in my tray, and
I can't even do that anymore. I don't even have an optical or a
An
CD
optical drive?
anymore.
Really? Yeah, I questioned whether I was going to get an optical drive for this computer when I built it a couple months ago back in November. And I mean, if
Sure.
it was any more than $30, I wasn't going to do it. But it was like $20.
Yep.
So it's like, I guess so.
Sometimes you need it.
hmm
But
But yeah, it's really cool. I mean,
I should send you this file and see if you can launch it in XP. 'cause that
what
might
you
be-
said was Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon 3D Movie Maker. So it gives you these Nickelodeon assets like Ah Real Monsters and Rocko's Modern Life and all these things, and allows you to create these episodes by animating them and putting sound on them and
Pretty
doing
cool.
stuff like that. I mean, it's really basic from back in the day, but I remember having a blast with it.
Yeah, do you remember a program? I don't even know if you call it a program or maybe it's a game. It was like Comic Zone or something like that.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it was a program where maybe it's not even Comic Zone. That might not be right at all. But it was one where it was kind of like the I was gonna say Mario Maker, but the Mario Paint of comic books.
Now, I never
Where
played
they,
Mario Paint either.
oh really? Before your time or something?
Yeah, I never had a SNES or NES.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my
So
first
no childhood.
no, my first system was a PlayStation at the age of 11,
Wow.
and a Game Boy at the age of like at 9 or 8,
Oh, there you go.
and a
That's
PC
appropriately
from
archaic.
4 on. So, but yeah, I never played Mario Paint. But what was that like?
Mario Paint.
Mhm.
It was friggin' awesome. It was the actual paint part was probably the least creative and fun part of the game. You know, you just made little pictures or whatever. The real kicker, and I can't believe they haven't made 20 sequels to this, was the music maker inside Mario Paint. Where and see, I see Dylan just smiling. He was a kid again there for a second. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Basically, they give you a what do they? I don't know. Is it a stanza? What do you call the bars?
Staff?
Yeah.
A staff. Okay.
Staff.
Yeah.
It
So
gives
they
you
give
staff. You need to go to the hospital.
but it gives you a musical staff and
Thank you for clarifying that.
yeah, I know, a tool palette. But instead of notes, it's sprites of characters.
Random Mario stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so mushrooms will make the mushroom like noise, and like ghosts will be like "Woo," or something like that. And
Mhm.
with that, you can do the same thing you see in a lot of Mario Maker, just to use a modern example, runs where you can actually make these songs out of basically sound clips, not unlike like a Fruity Loops or something that you'd see, today, and just like any of those programs where you can just make techno songs on the fly. But back in the day, you did this all with little sprite characters. Yeah, yeah.
Blam! Bohemian Rhapsody done in Mario Paint.
We'll link that on the description in YouTube and on GameOutLoudPodcast.com.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it was just amazing what you could do with this stuff. And besides that,
So
I think
awesome.
there was a game called Squash in it or something. I forget how you accessed it. I don't know if you like just left alone or you actually went to a command menu.
There was a fly you had to grab or something, right? Or squish or something.
That's right. It came with the Nintendo mouse, which was like garbage because mice were a new kind of input device in
They
like,
actually had balls in them.
yeah, it actually had a plastic ball in it that's constantly like picking up all the grime and dirt. Everything about the thing was garbage, but I mean it worked. It worked with the Super Nintendo, interface. Double click mouse, and yeah, you could smash bugs, and that was awesome. And then the music maker was awesome. And to actually come to think of it, I can't even recall how the paint was. I can't remember anything about the paint. But that music maker, I remember hundreds of hours stuck into that thing.
Oh yeah, it's fun doing stuff like that, and especially like it was playing off the actual chip of the board, right? So that's pretty sweet. Like now it's emulated. Now that would be way different. This is on NES, right? Not Super Nintendo.
No, it's Super Nintendo.
Oh, okay. So that'd be a different system, but
Mhm.
I really wish I owned one of those. I never had one. I had friends that had them. Like
Mhm.
I got to play Mortal Kombat on a home console. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just never had an SNES.
What other shitty pack-in software was there from Microsoft, like Nickelodeon 3D Movie Maker? And actually, well, there was Microsoft Movie Maker too, which was the original, and then they did the Nickelodeon licensed one. But do you guys remember like Encarta?
Yeah, I used
Oh, yeah?
Encarta a lot.
Oh yeah, it took way back in the day.
Yeah, used those to
no,
write my who was it? Amerigo Vespucci. I used an Encarta to write an Amerigo Vespucci report.
Did you guys ever play that weird game in it that was most people's first experience with LSD, I think?
No. Oh, wait a
You
minute.
know
Wait
about
a
the
minute.
maze game?
Yeah.
Yeah. The really weird, trippy one with, and I think there was like a multiple choice question component to it or something.
Yeah, because you'd come across trivia questions.
I don't know. I don't remember what you're talking about. I remember Ski Free.
Ski Free was good.
Oh yeah,
Can
that
you
was a
could
good
you
one.
now? Is it possible to actually beat that Yogi? Not Yogi.
Nope.
What is it? Yeti.
Mind
Yeti,
Maze.
Yeti or a abominable snowman, or
Re-
Sasquatch. depending
Really,
on-
you can never get past it. That's just the end of the level.
I think that's what it is.
No. You can.
You can.
Yeah, but more will come, and eventually you'll get caught. But yeah, you can get past the first couple.
I've
Oh,
never been
really?
able to get
Oh.
past it. He always grabs me, eats me, and picks his teeth with my arm.
Yeah, it's hard, but
And
it's
then like
possible.
jumps up and down.
Yeah.
I remember that. Good times.
God, for some reason that just brought me. Did you guys hear a couple weeks back a computer finally successfully beat a human player in Go, like in a
Mhm.
series?
You know, that didn't surprise me at all. In fact, that's exactly, I don't see why it should surprise anyone. That's exactly what computers are good at. What was far more incredible than that is like a human or a computer
Kept up.
beat a human at Jeopardy. That was an incredible accomplishment.
Because it's
Actually
more
take-
free thinking and it's more open.
Not only that, but you're taking like the analog world around you, taking it with your sensors, your senses, putting it into your brain, extrapolating the meaning of it, and then using your knowledge base to come up with an answer, format that in a human readable sense, and communicate it out. All in, and obviously the thing was just plugged into the internet. That's not a big deal. But hey, I mean, the fact that you can, if you've ever used Dragon Speak or Cortana or Siri, you're talking to it like this.
So
And it's like-
it can get the proper breaks.
So imagine something so powerful that it can understand natural language in a studio environment. It's not like you're talking into it. It's like dealing with all that noise. I think that
Alex
was a
Trebek
far more
without a
incredible
mustache. Yeah.
feat. Oh, did he? I didn't realize that was also going on at the time.
Oh no, he used to have a mustache. Now that he doesn't have one, he looks weird.
I didn't notice.
I don't think he's
don't
had
know.
one for like 12 or 13 years, though.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
That shows you how long it was between when I watched Jeopardy and
Huh.
yeah, I came and it's like so this is weird because I hadn't seen my dad in like six or 7 years or something like that, and I used to watch Jeopardy with him, and then when I finally saw him, I saw Alex Trebek at the same time, and they'd both shaved off their mustaches, so my mustache world was destroyed. Like the longest running mustaches in my life were gone. I had no mustache credit left over anymore.
So, Jordan, I just looked it up. Trebek shaved his mustache in 2001.
Wow, yeah.
So,
Maybe you're
You were
just
in
used to
eighth
the
grade.
celebrity Jeopardies on the SNL.
That's funny. Yeah, it's Will Ferrell.
yeah.
No, Will Ferrell was. Oh
Will
yeah, it
Ferrell
was
was
Ferrell.
him, and then it was
I was thinking of Burt Reynolds,
Mm.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Norm Macdonald's
Moo,
fucking hilarious.
rough like your mother.
He's
likes
another
it.
guy that like at the time you don't think anything he says is funny, and then you like 10 years later you look back and it's like, my God, that guy was a comic genius. At the time I didn't get it. It's like, how does this guy have a job? Nothing he says is funny, and he like, if he doesn't get a laugh, he just continues. Like he's like, we're not leaving until somebody laughs at this.
He has the weirdest delivery, too, when he's telling a joke.
He
know? You know? Right?
Is he the kind of
I
guy
don't-
that
I'm not-
says that usually gets an applause break?
He was the host on the last season. I think it was the last season, at least the last one I saw of Last Comic Standing. He was one of the judges.
I have yet to
And-
watch that. Should I? Because I do enjoy stand-up comedy.
That one in particular they're all I think all of them have been great. I mean, it's literally a couple years ago the third place winner was the darling of the comic world nowadays. What's her name?
Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer. Thank you. She was on that show before she was on the roast of man, I got to get my celebrities
Jimmy
down.
Kimmel.
No.
There's been a lot of roasts. Donald Trump.
Will Shatner.
Tiger Blood.
Oh,
Charlie
fucking
Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Oh, yeah.
Winning.
That one wasn't as fun because it just all bounced off him. He didn't give a fuck.
But before that, she was a contestant on that show. So was like I can't remember any of the other people, but basically people you know now, people that are kind of not quite household names, but you'd recognize their face. So it does actually make, if not make their careers, it does give them exposure, which gives them the opportunity to actually, break on scene, whatever Hollywood
Break
thing.
out.
Break on through to the other side.
Thank you, Dylan.
That's Jim Morrison.
Hey, it's still in LA technically, okay?
True.
But
And he lived up
Yeah.
to his word too.
It did. 27 years later.
yeah, so definitely I would check that one out. Last Comic Standing. I think it's very entertaining.
Sweet. I'll have to take a look at it because I do like I every night I listen to the Joe Rogan Experience. I've got hundreds of episodes to listen to catch up to finish up with him.
I
so
know. I subscribe to him on YouTube, and it's just like every episode is 3.5 hours long. It's like, no,
it's perfect.
he is one of the greatest. I mean, you wouldn't think so, and maybe if you're a listener, you're listening. I mean, Joe Rogan is up there with Louis C.K. and with the
Oh yeah,
George Carlin.
he is one of the
Bill
best.
Burr. He is one of the best stand-up comedians there are and have ever been. And people don't know him as that. They just know him as
The Fear Factor
Joe
guy,
from Fear Factor and News Radio. Joe, the maintenance
the
guy, from
mailman.
News Radio,
Yeah.
and
That's
obviously-
what it was. Yeah.
Hmm?
I thought for some reason I thought he was the mail guy, but that was the other guy. His brother was the mailman, right? He was the maintenance guy in
he was the
News
maintenance
Radio.
guy. I don't know if there was a male guy.
Thought there was. I thought it was the big-nosed, balding guy who kind of talks like this. Anyway, I'll have to look it up. But yeah, Joe Rogan, that guy is funny.
Oh.
And Rob, last time I brought up the Joe Rogan Experience, you're like, yeah, I can't really take anybody seriously who doesn't think the moon landing happened. And you were like, I was like, what? And then you talked about an episode. I just got to that episode. I just listened to it.
Yeah, he's a conspiracy theorist.
Oh
through and
yeah.
through.
And-
He doesn't believe in anything.
Well, not if you talk to him, it's not that he doesn't believe in anything. It's that he can believe in everything. He feels that he has to be able to look at things from both sides in order to get a good perspective on things, and that's one of the arguments he just made on this episode. So, yeah. Joe Rogan's podcast is fantastic. If you've never listened to it, go listen to it. They cover everything from fucking existential conversations to anal sex in the back of a Pinto. Like it's
The whole range, huh?
the gamut. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get.
Gamut of intellectual discourse.
Yeah, and I don't know, like for some reason I think it's because he does such vulgar humor. Like I know Joe Rogan is intelligent, severely intelligent. He throws out some words and I was like, "Oh, that was a big word for you, wasn't it, Joe?" And then I'm like, "Wait a minute, no, it wasn't." Like I listen to this guy every day. This guy's a very intelligent individual.
Well, he's got a very blue collar delivery to him.
I think
But
that's
yeah,
what
he's
it is.
actually, He's I mean, I don't want to label him as an intellectual, but yeah, he's somebody that enjoys big thinking. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Which is
He's
great.
very fascinated in existentialism. He's also, I mean, I admire the guy a lot. I mean, he's not only a genius comic, but he's also like, what do you call it? A Renaissance man. He's into everything.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
He does. He knows more about random crap than anybody else that I know.
And he's like a 5th degree black belt on top of that.
Yeah, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, in Taekwondo.
He's fun to listen to. I don't know. That moon landing thing was pretty bad.
Hey, to each their own, man. I'm not going to hold it against him. I enjoy his show, so I will continue listening. But I suggest everyone looks it up. Look him up at least once because he's pretty fucking funny, dude. And the guests he has on are fantastic. Because I mean, he's big in the comedy world. Like he knows some of the best people.
Forget the 3.5 hour podcasts. Just watch 5 minutes of his stand-up comedy. Any video you see on YouTube.
Yeah,
I think he's got 3 available that you can grab off of YouTube, and every single one of them is like, I mean, Comedy Gold doesn't even do it justice.
hell, he's on
Talking about-
Netflix, and that's
is he?
yeah, he has one special on Netflix that I watched, and I absolutely loved it. Like that's what started me listening to his podcast.
Cool.
'Cause I'm like,
yeah,
this
I think that's the
motherfucker's
same thing
hilarious.
I did too. Is as soon as I saw him on a stand-up, I subscribed to the podcast, but then I saw like the the size of these podcasts. It's like, so that's my night. I'm just supposed to listen to Joe Rogan tonight. That's
Well, see, I work a second job on top of my normal job, and that usually takes
you
about
do.
3 to 3.5 hours to do. So it's perfect. I
Nice.
listen to an episode a night.
yeah, I guess that would work for that
Yeah,
sort of venue.
indeed. Well, does anybody else have anything they want to bring to the table? Dylan, looking pensive and long-faced there. Ryan.
To the
I got
to
one.
the end.
Oh.
Okay, fine.
Well, no, Dylan, go.
No, you're still up. I thought you were done.
I was just gonna say to the end of coming up with a response to your previous inquiry. No.
Well, thanks, Rob. How about you?
So I kind of, let's say, gently trashed on Star Wars Rebels last week. Way to totally redeem yourself, Rebels.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the season finale was fucking awesome. Like classic Star Wars. Had tons of stuff that had been a long time coming. Huge events, big repercussions for the whole Star Wars universe. Really, really good. Probably the best 45 minutes of television I've seen this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually was looking for something to watch before I started Better Call Saul, and I was hovering over a Star Wars Rebel episode, and I didn't watch it specifically because you said it went downhill from there. So now that I know that it's, I guess I guess I take your opinion way too seriously. I should just like, ignore you now, because
I'm wrong about everything. But I'll tell you this. I'm not wrong about this. If you're going to watch Rebels, watch the Clone Wars first. Because
Well,
in some ways...
the problem with being a person of the internet, which I consider myself a netizen, I live through this thing. Is really what it comes. You glean so much information off of it, and spoilers: Darth Maul is in it, of course. Sorry if I ruined it for you because I was on the internet. That's how it got spoiled for me.
He's not dead.
9 different things crapped into my face wherever I went. Darth Maul is bad.
Yeah, I mean, they put that in the promo material, so that's not a huge spoiler. But,
No.
Okay.
But his story ties up stuff that was started in the Clone Wars, and same with some of the other characters. So, and plus the Clone Wars is just a great show. So, I recommend watching that and then moving into Rebels. But yeah, aside from some really bad filler this season, it's still the important episodes were really, really good.
Sweet. Ryan, what are your closing thoughts there, buddy?
I don't know. Put me on the spot like that. I got plenty of opinions if you want to bring something else up, but there's been lots of stuff that happened.
What is
that
your
we
opinion
discussed.
on the Book of Five Rings?
Could have done with a few less rings. What? Too many rings. What
Really
what is the
didn't need
Book
more
of
than
Five
2
rings?
rings.
Three at the outside. What is the Book of Five Rings?
It's Miyamoto Musashi's Goren no Sho. It's a book on ancient Japanese strategy.
Yep, I stick with my opinion.
Too many rings.
Too many rings.
Too many rings.
Too many mind.
If you know the way broadly, you will know the way in every way.
Okay.
Yes. Written in
Let's see.
1645.
Did you just cite the year?
Yes,
Okay. So now I have some context.
indeed.
Their understanding in 17th century Japan is supposed to apply to my life.
It applies to everybody's life.
Oh, okay. I suppose.
Eat.
It's a good book. It's up there with Sun Tzu's The Art of War. You should read both of them. I recommend everybody read both those books. They're fantastic. That's my closing bit.
Even
So.
if you're not going to war?
No, they're just great for life and strategy. And always remember, if the concubines don't listen, cut their fucking head off. You can find us at GameOutLoudPodcast@gmail.com. You can find us at Twitter at GameOutLoudcast. You can also find us at www.GameOutLoudPodcast.com and on Stitcher and iTunes. And if you would go ahead and rate, review, and subscribe, we would very much appreciate it. Man, like things are going crazy in these frames. So I think we're going to let you go until next week. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and have a good one, all right?
All right. Bye.